So yes, we're thinking about replacing the car.
Hello, morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Gogglefrogs. Sorry, we're chatting away there. So morning, and this is Monday, and is this episode 126? I think it is.
Brigitta's confirmed it.
Episode 126. So a huge good morning. I'm in Leeds today. Marion's down in Le Buzz, and I have to say, out there, the weather looks absolutely beautiful. What about where you are?
I was just checking. We've got a nice soft light outside, if that makes sense.
Oh, fabulous.
And the sun is trying to come through.
Oh.
So it looks as though we're on course for a nice day. Hello. Hello, baby. Settle yourself down. Settle down.
I do declare that is a tail wagon.
Yeah, it was. It was. Okay. No, I haven't got any treats up here, Bubs. Down. There's a good boy. Down. Lay down. Lay down. He had a poorly tum yesterday, so he was on scrambled eggs.
Oh, bless.
He picked up something that some kind soul dropped, and being a Labrador, he got snaffled.
Oh dear.
Oh, snaffled.
Well, hopefully Ollie will be better. Mind you, let's face it, Ollie will love scrambled eggs anyway. So,
well, yeah, he's a Labrador, yeah.
In fact, I might take my mum out for scrambled eggs later, but we've got a whole day ahead of us.
Salmon. Don't forget the smoked salmon.
Oh, okay. All right then.
On a bagel, toasted bagel.
Yeah, I can't eat them.
You can get gluten-free ones.
Very few. I don't eat them from supermarkets. Sorry, they're horrid. Sorry, that's just me. However, I am now in Leeds, so there is a gluten-free bakery, so I may have a pop over there, but I think that I can only eat in the cafe. So I might pop over there and see what they're actually doing. But there are some gluten-free bagels that I do get from Radlett, which are amazing. But I'm too far away from Radlett. So when I get home later in the week, I'll go there, get Alan a nice challah bread, and I'll get myself some gluten-free bagels, which will be delicious.
There's another very good, or there used to be a very good Jewish bakery in Stanmore.
All right.
They did the most amazing mini little Danishes and mini bagels. I remember this because I did training there, but it was Kirsten's birthday when she was little, and I was there on the Friday, and her birthday party was the Friday night. So I got bags of these little Danishes and little bagels, and split them and filled them with cream cheese and all sorts of things. They disappeared at a rate of knots, even with, how old would she have been? About 10-year-olds. You don't really expect 10-year-olds to eat cream cheese and smoked salmon bagels, do you?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, so I've got something amazing.
Have you got your tea and your goggle? Oh, chickagoos.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jackie. I have opened the packet, so thank you. Oh, sorry. I don't want to any addresses. So what Jackie's actually sent me is the normal ones and then the fixed ones. So I'm going to start on the fixed ones and have a go, because on Saturday after Goggles, I went to the local pub up in Wing, and they've got a beautiful beer garden. So me and my mum sat outside, and we had coffees and then teas, and I got some of they do the most incredible Danish pastries. They only had 2 left, so I got both of those to take away for Alan, and he said that they're the best he's ever tasted in his life. So we sat there for a couple of hours, and I finished all of the fingers on my shawl, but I haven't actually done any more of it. So I don't think that being on here on a Monday morning, doing Facebook, doing the chat, doing everything else is the right place for me to sit and try and plait all of those fingers and pick everything up again and start then combining those 8 fingers into 2 separate sections to do the bottom bit of the scarf. So that's why I thought, you know what, I'll try and cast on to that little shawl, which is Knit Night by Louise Zass Bingham. And I was trying, I've had such a busy morning already. I can't even find which part of the instructions to start. So I'm going to have a look through this when we play the music. I don't know what the music is today. I don't want to do the
mornings first.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Are you going to do it? Or
yeah, I can, because I've just found the bit. So let's say a good morning. So I think that because it's lovely, everybody's getting back to, well, their own worlds, aren't they? And I know we're getting more and more people watching on the replay. So hello on replay, hello live, and hello on YouTube too. So good morning, Anne. Lovely to see you. And good morning, Brigitte. I'm going top to bottom.
Morning. Yeah,
unusual for me, isn't it? Morning, Georgia.
Deborah.
To see you. And oh, sorry. Morning, Deborah. Sorry. that's me. I've got a phone in one hand, knitting needles in the other, and I'm trying to scroll through this as well. So good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Georgie. Good morning, Jackie. Thank you so much for these. I'm going to cast on with these. And good morning, Janice, as well.
Yes.
And good morning, Judy. So this is I've just found the bit on here how to cast on, and if you know me, you know that there's a couple of things I don't do. I don't do Pico. This has got Pico cast on, so this is going to be fun. But I really, really, really loved the whole shawl. So I wanted something different for my Gogglefrogs yarn. This is to 2/3 black, 1/3 yellow, which this is one of a kind because this was a test one that we had done. So this is the only wool I've got so far. So hopefully next time we get some, I'll be able to get some. But we weren't quick enough, so everything's sold. There's only a few things left.
I haven't started on any of my Gogglefrogs yarn.
Oh, have you not?
No. Oh. Nope. I'm using the batik that you recommended, doing a shawl for my aunt. And last night I started on an Aran cushion for my mother. And that's a little bit too complicated to bring up here. But yes, I'm making the pattern up as I go along, which is another reason to leave it downstairs. I made a mistake on it, frogged it back, and I thought I must remember that mistake because that would look nice if I did it all the way through. Because it was proper Aran stitches, just not. It was the right stitch in the wrong place, to sort of paraphrase Bookman wise, saying all the right notes, but not necessarily in the right place. So yes, this is a different colorway to yours, and I can't remember which colorway it is. It's more subtle than yours. It's nice.
Yeah. They're all lovely. They're lovely colours. I think it's Batik Swirl is probably my the one out of Stylecraft that I really, really love. I love Linen Drape as well, which is now all frogged, which is brilliant. So I can start on that another day. But I need a day with lots of teas and coffees, with every single pattern book around me. And you know those days where you realise you want Marian's little beautiful room where all her pattern books are, where everything is, where she's got a lovely countertop as well. And I just need one of those days to think, right, okay, I'm not doing the linen drape in the crochet pattern because I didn't enjoy crocheting it, but knitting it would be lovely. And I've noticed something about these needles feel out of this world. And not only that, that bit doesn't get all wrinkled. It's as if they've used much, 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 much more expensive thing there. So Wire, thank you.
Wire. It's still called wire.
Well, yeah, because it's plastic, but the plastic normally curls up, doesn't it? And I just find it doesn't move really nicely. But these feel lovely.
Very apt. Have you put your mic on, Angela?
Didn't take long, did it? Oh, Pico Edge.
It was Monday morning.
Oh, I know. Do you know what? I think it's so amazing, that song. But what I find more incredible is the fact that I really like the band he was in before he did that. And he was so shamed in the punk era for doing that. That was Rodgers and Hammerstein, wasn't it?
Yeah, from South Pacific.
Yeah, I thought it was Rodgers and Hammerstein. So he was absolutely slated in the whole punk world from Leaving the Dam to do that. But now I've grown up, and you just think, do you know what? We should listen to that song once a week, shouldn't we? And I think that every child should hear that every single week as well, as part of their schooling. Because do you know what? It's so true, isn't it? The words are so true.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. So hopefully that put a smile on your face, as if you didn't need to have a smile put on your face. But yeah, I've done a couple of things, and I have to say, I love these needles. Absolutely love them. So thank you.
You're managing without having it stuck under your arm.
That's weird. I'm feeling rather strange by not having it underneath my arm as I normally do. But I have to say, they're pointy enough that they can get into a stitch, but they're not too pointy that they hurt your fingers.
So, I think I might have to buy myself a pair and have a try. But I've got loads of Addy Zings, which I quite like. And I've got used to.
Yeah.
Jackie, why didn't I buy the Chigagoos? I'm sure I was with Jackie and we were discussing the merits.
Oh, were you?
Was it because I just bought a whole load of Knit Pro? Oh, Jackie, I'm sure I remember. But shall we see what they've said in the chat box?
Oh, please, because I'm just doing a Pico Edge.
Okay. Well, Deborah said good morning. Brigitta's reminded us it's 126.
Morning.
Jackie said good morning. So's Judy. Morning all. Morning, Judy. Georgie said morning. And she says it's a bit grey in Hotcliffe. Well, here in Lindslade, I've just noticed that the sun is out. So let's hope it gets your way soon, Georgie. And Jackie says, with big smiley faces, guess what? I'm not working this week. Anne says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anne. Brigitte says at Georgie, she's down the road too, was very sunny first thing, and it's now trying to brighten up. So it looks a bit patchy here in the Buzz, Angela.
Is it?
What's going on? Well, Hotcliffe's a bit cloudy. Lindslade and which part of Leighton is Brigitte in? I know it's up by the. Is that Well, she's in Hotcliffe Street.
Yes.
So, and Brigitte at Jackie says that's brill. Enjoy your free time and fill it with what you love. Deborah says to Angela, I'm really enjoying my knit night short in the Gogglefrog lockdown yarn. That's not easy to say. Keep it the right one to say. The pattern is one of those mindless patterns for shawls and ranks along the fuss-free festival shawl and work day. Fuss-free festival. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Comes to mind there.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
There's things, but I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. And I've actually got. I know that this sounds really weird, but it's quite hard to do a Pico when you're talking as well.
Jackie says, Brigitte, thank you. I intend to do lots of knitting. Deborah says, once you've used Chigagoo circulars, They spoil you for everything else. And Brigitte goes, oh, Captain's insensible. LOL. I'm only talking today, not prancing about. Learnt my lesson. Did I miss something?
On Saturday, we had some music on that Brigitte really, really liked, and Brigitte pulled a muscle.
Which one?
I don't know. So that's where Brigitte wasn't going to be dancing around today.
All right. And Lindy says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lindy.
Good morning.
Great music playing now. Deborah says, lovely, happy music for a Monday morning. At Robert, thanks. Great choice as always. Yes, I don't know where he gets them all from. He makes it such fun. And Georgie echoes that by saying that that was fun. Brigitte says she lives in Hotcliffe Road. We get lots of meal for Hotcliffe Street. Well, where does Hotcliffe Street end and Hotcliffe Road start? Is Hotcliffe Street up until the Vets, and then Hotcliffe Road from the White House? I mean, I've only lived here 17 years. I haven't worked my way around yet.
No, neither have I.
No. I mean, as for, I think it's the Salisbury Road that goes up past Mile Tree. I've only just about realised that that's Salisbury Road, I think. And I don't know what the name of that road is that goes, oh, wait a minute, that might be Heathrow, where Jane Barton used to live. But I haven't got a clue. You know, I know where I am, which I suppose is the most important bit.
Yeah, so you can get home. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know my address. I haven't got it sewn inside me like a child used to have.
Oh.
You remember those days? And just in case you were lost, you had your name and address sewn inside. Can you imagine that happening today? You know.
Oh.
Oh, and Anne said, Brigitte said, the muscle in the back of the right thigh. The muscle in the back of the right thigh.
Oh, dear.
The problem was I kicked off my flip-flops to do the WH routine.
What was the music on Saturday again? It was it was Whitney Houston. That's it.
Ah, right. The landline rang, went to answer, tripped over my flip-flop, and wham. And Anne says it's forecast 23 degrees C later today here in North Yorkshire. Wow.
Really? Well, I'm up in Leeds, so it must be 20 odd here as well. So do you know what I think we might do? Because I do have the camping stove and the kettle in the back of the car and 2 gas bottles. So I think I might take us for a little meander up to the moors somewhere. We might have a cup of tea somewhere.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah. Take a little picnic. Although we do have to go to John Lewis and get my dad a few things. So
that's where we're aiming for after here. Going to Milton Keynes.
All right.
That, you know, we're going to go and see what it's like. We might turn around and come straight back because I don't fancy wearing a mask all the way in the bus, managing to take it off, and then as soon as we get into Midsummer Boulevard or whatever it's called, where all the shops are, wearing it all the time, we're in there, but needs must. We were going to do quite a few shots, but Richard's now changed his mind and said, John Lewis, that's it, no more.
Well, I love John Lewis in Leeds because there's a lovely car park where you walk straight into the department store. So
is that near the market?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, Leeds waited 25 years to get a John Lewis. Yeah. So it was. Oh look, and it's changed colour. I'm now onto yellow.
Oh wow, that's really lovely.
really quite striking. And I just thought that the fact that this is knit night, this pattern, although I could buy, I paid, it was £3 for the pattern, and for £4.50 I got another 1 or 2 patterns, I don't know, but it was
Another
on the
one.
And I just think sometimes if you want something quite plain to show the wool off, this is me who's never done Pico Edges, because I find them too fiddly, but I just think that's beautiful, isn't it?
Very much so.
All around the shawl, and then this variegated wool, of which is more black than yellow, is going a long ways rather than across with the workday shawl. But I have to agree, I'm loving this as well. So I know I mentioned it last week, and I wouldn't have started this because I do want to finish the other shawl, but I'm just at a complicated bit that I can't knit and talk and do that. So that's why I've gone on to this one.
It just goes to prove the point yet again that sometimes the yarn has to be the star.
Yes.
You know, and because you can ruin it with a pattern.
Yes.
You really can. And you think, oh my God, that's awful, because it's far too fussy. Do you remember the 70s when some things were far too fussy? I remember going into a neighbour's house, and there was 4 wallpapers in the front room, and they were all different colours and all highly patterned. You had psychedelia as soon as you walked in the floor in the living room, and the make matters worse, the carpet was a different colour as well. Yeah.
But anyone from the 70s now who would walk into one of our homes will probably go, beige. Because I don't know. I remember from the 70s wallpaper that looked like square sort of cupboards with cheese plants and spider plants and all sorts like that.
Oh, that was earlier than the 70s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that must have been left over then. That was in our house. And what was the other thing as well? Nice big cane chairs. You always had a big cane chair in the kitchen. Well, we did. So I love the sort of 70s, 60s, 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, Brigitta's put me right. She's told me that Hotcliffe Street ends at the roundabout. That must be the roundabout where the White House is. And Jane Barton used to live in North Street before it turned into Heath Road. Oh, right. So North Street went that far down. Now, as far as I was concerned, North Street stops where the Methodist Church stopped. So there you go. Just goes to show I'd be no good at giving anybody any directions in this town. Janice says you have our good weather. Here in London yesterday it was garden weather in a sleeveless top, and today it's all misty and cloudy.
Oh,
ouch, Anne. Anne's going to pay the vet bill. Yeah, that can be a mortgage job, can't it?
Yeah.
And Brigitte says the Pico edging is so effective. Deborah says, at Marion, my husband and I worked at a boarding school years ago. We always remember a little Spanish boy who turned up from the airport with his name Raoul and a dress hung on a label around his neck. He didn't speak a word of English when he started. Poor little love. And to think that they let him travel like that. You know, today you wouldn't dream of it. But back then, I know that they'd let children fly unaccompanied on planes, and there were air stewardesses or cabin crew, beg your pardon, designated just to look after these true these children. Today, no, I can remember putting Kirsten on a train to visit my parents at Paddington, and I was concerned. She would have been 12, and I remember finding the conductor and making a point of telling him that she was travelling on her own, and could he check on her every so often, please. But today I wouldn't allow my 15-year-old granddaughter to travel on her own. And Brigitte says, I totally endorse that, Marion. If the yarn is the star, let it shine. And it's not the White House roundabout, it's the one at South Street. Now, yeah, I know the one you mean, Brigitte.
With the takeaways on.
Yeah, and the one that goes down to the Catholic Church, and the one that I mean, my daughter and son-in-law live in South Street, but I wouldn't have known that that was the beginning and end of a road. I really wouldn't have. So,
can I just say, Jackie, I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love with these noodles.
well, you know, it's on your Christmas present list.
Well, this is what I thought, because the normal thing that we do is we always go out, don't we? We always purchase things rather than trying. And I think sometimes with needles, because you don't want to buy an individual one, because if you're going to buy the whole set, then you'll end up with 2 pairs of something. It won't fit perfectly in the in the thing. So anyway, I am absolutely loving these, and it is going to be on my birthday stroke Christmas list, and I'll start to have a look. But the whole thing just flows. The wool just moves effortlessly. It doesn't slip, which is, I find on zings, I really like zings as well, don't get me wrong, but the wool tends to slip on those, and it's not slipping at all. It is moving, which is quite unusual. So that's my first little row.
I must say the zings are slipping on this batik, but it's not. They're not slipping on the Aran yarn that I'm using downstairs.
Yeah.
And that's an oldie Aran yarn. But my Christmas present is going to be one of Nikki from You Felty Things Orm sweater kits.
An Orm sweater kit. I've not seen that.
She's been doing the test knitting. She's had people doing it for her. She test knits every size and every design in the kit. Now she's doing it as a crop, an ordinary jumper length, and sort of a hip length, short sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, and full-length sleeves. And it's going up from 32 inch chest up to enormous. And it's going up to a 54 inch chest, I think.
Wow.
And there's 6 inches of positive ease. So I've already told her what colour I want. Oh, and she's also doing it in DK and 4-ply. So the amount of testing that's been done for this jumper, you would not believe.
Must have cost an absolute fortune.
Yeah. But the ladies that are test knitting it, they're because I would have test knitted it. You get the pattern, you pay, now was it, you pay cost price for the yarn, and you get to keep the jumper. All she asked is that she can photograph you in it, which I'd have been happy to do, but she wanted it done within 6 weeks, and I had other things on, so I couldn't do it.
Oh, that's amazing.
But she knows which yarn I want. Found a nice purple one, Jackie. And Jackie's saying that, Angela, I'm so pleased you like them. They are my favourite needles to use. What's the pattern again? Oh, Orm. Oh, Oscar Romeo Mike Echo. It's not come out yet. She's Nikki's naming all her patterns after something in North Wales. Some of them are being named in Welsh, which, needless to say, I can't get my tongue around. And others she's naming in the English terminology. And Great Orm, there's the Great Orm and the Little Orm on either side of Llandudno Beach. on the Great Orme, there's a copper mine. Yeah, I'm sure it's a copper mine. Or was it couldn't be bronze. And they reckon it was the first ever copper mine in the UK. And thousands of years old. Really, really interesting. And great fun to go around. Absolutely wonderful. And I think that's one of the things we like about Llandudno, is there's so many things to see and do there. We'll go to the copper mines again, and then nearby now Judy Thrift put us onto this, and I know I'm going to say it wrong. Trefui, TREFIUW or EW. Judy, I'm sure will put me right. Woolen mills, and they do the most amazing Welsh woolen bedspreads and loads of other things, hand knitted items. Do you remember back in was it the 60s or the 70s that there was this craze for handbags made out of wool and ponchos? Ponchos were the 60s, weren't they?
They were still in the 70s. They were still very
and quite bright colours.
Yeah.
But woven into a particular design. It's like a double-sided fabric. And we treated ourselves to one of their king-size bed covers, and because it's pure new wool, it's warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Yeah, thank you, Judy. Think the spelling is right, but can't do about the pronunciation via Gogglefrogs. I think, shall I put the link on?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It on, but yeah, they do, and there was a lady on site spinning and dyeing her own yarn. Very expensive, but yes, I did buy some. I bought a skein of Welsh wool mixed with silk, and there was only enough to make a small cowl, and that was it £20 or £25? Not that it matters, but I do know Richard didn't bat an eyelid with the price, because he watched her doing it. And I must admit, he's very good like that. When it's all sort of hand done, he thinks it's worth the money. Yeah, Jackie's going on about the purple.
I know that when we go to Bruges, sometimes as we're walking round, because there's loads and loads of different almshouses around in the off the beaten track streets, and certain almshouses you will get some of the ladies, the older ladies, doing lace just in their doorway, sat in a chair doing lace. And I always feel like really awful, because you can't really talk to them because they're busily weaving away, and I can't speak in Flemish either, but they're beautiful. And do you know what, for a lot of them it's not for sale. They're just sat there, and they must like sitting there. But when I've tried to ask if I can buy some, she's like, no, it's not for sale. They just like people watching them doing lace. So yeah, it's amazing what you find in different places, isn't it?
It's the same in Grace. If you go around the back streets, you see these little old ladies on these hard chairs, sat in their doorways, dressed all in black, crocheting.
Yeah. It must be because, well, that's the best light that there is anyway. And you do need light for things like, I mean, it's okay for a lot of knitting, but the more intricate stuff, we do need light, don't we?
Yeah. And in Gaul, in southern Sri Lanka, because it was originally Portuguese and lace making in Madeira. They do lace making there as well. And the hat has now become phenomenally expensive because you can only get it right on the south tip. And there's only a handful of ladies still doing it, which is incredible. To think it's been handed down all those generations. Yeah, was Sri Lanka was Portuguese at one time, wasn't it? I know it was English.
I don't know.
Well, Goa was Portuguese. And Janice says that she crocheted a granny spur poncho in the 60s and she still has it. Too many good memories to get rid of.
Oh.
And Judy says, now I spin, my aunt keeps telling me there were pots of yarn solar dyeing in one of the sheds. I must get back there with my new experience. Not that I need an excuse. No, no, that figures, Judy. That figures. Yeah.
Oh, well, look, it's 20 to 11, so best go onto Facebook.
Oh my heavens!
I'm just going to finish this row because I have to say this wool is amazing, and
the other Gogglefrogs yarn that's also black and yellow. What ratio yellow is it to black? Is it more a half or?
No, the other one is 2/3 yellow and 1/3 black.
Right.
And this one, we did 3 tests first of all. We did a half and half, 2/3 black, 1/3 yellow, and 1/3 yellow. 2/3 yellow, 1/3 black. You know what I mean? And we went for the branding, the Gogglefrogs branding. We went for the 2/3 yellow, 1/3 black, and I got to keep the 1/3 yellow, 2/3 black, because you know me, I love wearing black. I've got a black skirt on, but that's it. So you can see.
I think it might be that you're going to be asked for some of that. I think it's possible. And Janice says that handmade lace is expensive because it takes so long to make. I know because I do that as well. Yeah, I totally appreciate that.
And I am totally appalled at times when I go to these countries where there's beautiful, beautiful lace making and how hard it is to get. I don't care if it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little thing like that. I just want some proper hand done lace, and you know, 90% in any country that you go to is commercial lace. And I know expensive laces, and it's beautiful, but you've really got to hunt around for it. And you see all the tourists just going in and buying what looks a beautiful, lovely big lace tablecloth. You think, yeah, but it's not hand done, because you'd need thousands and thousands and thousands to buy anything like that.
Yeah, in Madeira they're known for their embroidery.
Yeah,
and we've been there 2 and 3 times now, and the embroidery is absolutely exquisite. And there was a large tablecloth, and it was either 6 or 12 serviettes, beautifully, beautifully done. And the price was either 5,000 euros or 10,000 euros. And I'm stood there going, yeah, that's pretty reasonable. And everybody else was going, oh, I don't know about that. That's expensive. I said, but look how beautiful it is. I wanted to buy pillowcases. I was quite happy to buy the hand embroidered pillowcases, but their continental pillows are bigger than ours, so I couldn't get our size. And Brigitte says, I did a workshop at the Lace Centre in Bruges. After 2 hours, I had produced a 2 square centimetre piece of what looks like a bandage.
That's so funny, but so true, isn't it? Because lace making is such an art. I mean, it's the finest. We even sew with stuff that's 10 times the thickness of a lot of this lace weight stuff. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? But I'm going to flick onto Facebook now, because if not, I'm just thinking...
We won't get there. We won't get there.
I know. So, oops, let me share my screen. Sorry.
And whilst you're doing that, Helen says, hello, everyone. Popped in for a last little while. For locals, the Stanbridge Road end is closed. Helen, is that the Stanbridge Road end of South Street? If you could clarify which end, that would be great.
Lovely.
Yes, it's the South. It's the Co-op Funeral Parlour end of South Street. That Stanbridge Road part is closed. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Is that a Gogglefrogs yarn?
I don't think so, although I could be wrong. No, it is amazing, isn't it? So you've done a lot more than I have, but this is Knit Night shawl. The pattern, I have to say, Deborah, I'm loving this pattern, and I'm always somebody who said I can't be bothered with Pico, but the effect it makes is out of this world. I am hooked, and I haven't got well into the pattern yet, but this is certainly something that you can practically do with your eyes closed. So loving this too, and those shades, because there's a little bit of peach in there as well, isn't there? There's pink, there's white, and there's cream. So please let us know what yarn that is that you're using.
She's saying yes, it's the lockdown yarn. It's
it? Oh my word. Sorry, I looked at it and thought, oh, that can't be ours. That is amazing.
Yet again, it just goes to show that you can't tell in a skein how something's going to knit up, can you?
No, and it knits up differently in different patterns and for different repeats. And that is, do you know what? I thought, oh no, we haven't got anything that pretty pink. I thought ours was much like darker, but that is gorgeous. I'm loving that. It's so hard, isn't it, when you're trying to create colour ways? But oh, thank you for showing that. No, why didn't I get one of those either? Well, that's because we were on the show, weren't we? And by the time we finished, most of them were sold out.
Has that one sold out?
Yeah, I think yeah, I think we did. I have to double check. It's because all the stock is mainly at Robert's house. Because I
think that was done for a purpose, Angela.
Probably. Do you know what? The funny thing was, Robert said, did I leave a pen, a Gogglefrogs pen, and a Sharpie? And I said, yes, you did. But I don't know which bag it's in, because I packed everything up. And anyway, it was in my handbag. So I found the Sharpie and I found the Gogglefrogs pen that you left, Robert, so don't worry. The colours are amazing. I can't believe it's even nicer than we thought it was going to be. So hubby just came back from the shops and bought me a present, balloons, so I can block my Fair Isle Katie's cat. Oh, how do you use balloons to do that?
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell us, Deborah. I've never heard of that. So please, please, please let us know.
Well, she can show us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please do. I didn't know how you did that. So thank you very much. I'm totally intrigued. Brigitte, Mashup Monday, the little leg warmer cuffs I made to the top of my short welly boots, rubbing the skin from doing an excellent job. Brilliant. I like those. Lovely colour. Isn't it weird how every single pair of welly boots you need some of those?
Yes.
They always rub, don't they? Well done.
Unless you tuck your trousers down in between.
And done so quickly. Oh, Anastasia. Mashup Monday, another trinket box. They're quite addictive and quick to make. I'm loving those colours.
Did Anastasia finish that shawl?
She did, and she showed the pictures. It was absolutely stunning.
I hope she's back at work because, you know, Greece got badly.
Yeah, she's back at work because she spent quite some time out in Greece, didn't she? Because there was no COVID over there. She's back over here now, and back at work. And so doesn't get time to pop in, but does still post her beautiful creations. And I know she watches some of the replays. So if you're watching today, thank you ever so much for posting. And I love the colours. They're beautiful.
What was odd was last time we mentioned, oh, haven't seen or heard anything about Anastasia. And then all of a sudden up she popped.
I know.
Do you remember?
I do, because we mentioned it that day, and later that day we got a message, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So lovely to see you and your work. That must be great for using up. You know how we say stash busters? Those little trinket boxes would make great Christmas presents, wouldn't they?
Absolutely perfect.
And you can just, you know, even if you've got 4-ply or 2-ply, you can just wrap it a few times and use it for them. But the colours are just stunning, so bright and lovely. Thank you so much. And Tracy said, and it's finished. We showed this the other day, didn't we? But again, was this interlude? It was, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or was it Frogagoo? This one was Frogagoo.
I've got some of that.
Yeah. And again, the colours are just incredible. So
it's very soft, that one.
Yeah.
It's like it's knitted up like a very random rainbow, because I think all the rainbow colours are in that one, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's really interesting that we had one with 5 colours and one with 7 colours, or one with 3 and then one with 7. And they did say these very much the same colours, and I said, yeah, but they're going to look totally different, which they did once you add the extra 2 colours in. But I love that. Absolutely love the shades. There's so many different colours as well, but it just looks very subtle, doesn't it?
Very.
And we showed. Did we show this the other day?
Yes, we did.
But they're worth another show, aren't they? Those gloves, and I can't believe it. I've never done gloves with a pattern inside and outside. I'm so amazed. I need to get better at using DPNs. I
did knit myself a pair of gloves just to be able to say I knitted them. Whether I'm going to do them again, well, the jury's out on that one, I'm afraid. I was fine up until I got to dividing for the fingers, and I forgot to remember that my middle finger is longer, and the ring finger and the other one, they're longer than usually the pattern says, and I forgot to knit them a bit longer. So that was my fault.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think, oh, they're on DPNs, I can try them on, did I?
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so I'll just double check. And Deborah put this on as well about Yarndale. So Yarndale is on next weekend. It's there are talks, knit and natter, there's exhibitors. So do have a look. That'll be great to have a look. The free patterns, charities and guilds. Are the guild there?
I don't think so.
Oh,
might be, but I haven't heard anything.
No. Oh
no, but then I don't know whether Jackie has.
We're
out of the loop now because we're not directors any longer.
Oh, of course, yes.
So
yes. Well, thank you for everything that you did for all that time, which is brilliant. So on to the next bit. We've got a pattern there. I really like that, Georgie. So thank you for posting. But that is
knitted, isn't it?
It is, and I love those. Wrapping the yarn. Sorry, I can never remember what you call the stitch, but wrap it around the needle a couple of times, and then 3 times to get that lovely effect.
Yeah, it's it's another simple thing that's incredibly effective.
Yeah, and do you know what? I am thinking Deborah, use that lockdown yarn for that middle. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Now that I've seen how lockdown looks, yeah.
You're tempted, aren't you?
I am so tempted.
Mind you, is there anything you're not tempted with?
Do you know what? Yeah, I can be quite vocal about what I don't like. We have it's quite nice because you only create things that you really like. But there are certain wools. I've said there's certain types of wool I'm not a great fan of, but you know, they're fine. But I just love beautiful wool, and I can't believe how this is feeling as I'm knitting, because I normally when I'm knitting I have to use loads and loads and loads of hand cream, and I don't with this beautiful wool, and this is the first one that I'm using. Oh, now Evelyn, I was really interested in that when it said journal. This is the if you just put in Shetland journal, you'll find it, and there's recipes and all sorts. So they brought it out. I think they would probably have been selling it at the Shetland Wool Week, but obviously they can't. So that is beautiful. So that's really interesting. I think it's £20 for the physical version, and there is soon to be a digital version for £20 as well. But I always think if you can get your hands on a physical copy, it's better, isn't it? So that you can see the pages. But that's lovely. So thank you for putting that in. There are some patterns in as well. Lovely. Oh, there's a picture of me and my mum having our Saturday morning coffee, and just to prove that I had to go out for coffee because I needed to knit.
Julie says the knitter has articles about Shetland this month.
Oh,
interesting. Now that's somewhere I would really, really like to go.
I know. And here's something. Oh, let's celebrate online. That's from Deborah as well. Middle daughter and I were due to go to Shetland Wool Week next week. Obviously not happening, but we're excited to have booked an online class designing Fair Isle star-shaped crowns. So there are online workshops. So if you're interested, you might be able to go virtually. And I think
I saw that and I thought, wow, those colours, Judy, were just amazing. Yeah.
So I think I've gone through everything now. Thank you so much. Totally inspired again by loads and loads of other things. Oh, so Deborah says she managed to get herself a digital copy of the Shetland Journal. Fabulous. I do love the physical ones. However, it's like anything. I never bother with a physical pattern if there is a PDF version, because I know that I don't have to find it. And just like today, I wanted to start the knit night shawl. If I'd have had a physical one, there's no way I'd been able to start it. So always have the PDF ones. Although I do like getting both. So I think that's, you can see where it's starting to, maybe it shows better this way round, where you can see the spikes of the colours just flashing through.
Has that got a bit of glitter through it as well?
Yeah, it's the glitter one. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, I just love the beautiful wool that I don't have to use lots of hand cream for, and I'm really loving this. And now I think I'm going to have to force myself again to just knit continental style when doing this. So I won't here, but afterwards I'm going to have a 20-minute practice and see if I can do continental style. I know I can, it's just forcing myself. I find the continental purl quite tricky, but the continental knit is lovely. And yeah, I'm hooked on Chigoos, whatever they are. Chigoos.
Say chichipuff or something.
Yeah.
You know what you...
Yeah, so definitely on the Christmas list. So thank you very much for letting me borrow a pair. I will possibly swap to the other ones, but you know what? I'm loving these fixed ones. They're just so smooth there. But I'll try the other ones as well. I think the other ones are really good when you have to change to a 40 centimetre when you're doing hats, etc. So let me have a look and see. But thank you so much. And it's time again, Marion. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I can't.
And my cup of tea's over there. I didn't even.
I drank mine. Brigitte said, Angela, if you switch from English to continental, make sure your stitches lie the same. Way brilliant morning again, ladies. Thank you so much for entertaining us all. And Jackie says, you are welcome, Angela.
Oh, thank you. I'm just so excited about these. I love them. And yeah, and I really do love how this is shaping up with these colours.
Well, I'm going to, I don't really want 3 things on the go, but I'm desperate to see how that field knits up for that little dress I want to do. But
it'll be lovely.
It will, I'm sure it will be. But I'm going to have to be careful where I started off to make sure I get the bands right.
Yes, yes.
Bands of colour. I don't want 3 things on the go at once. I've already got 4, so actually it'll be 5, won't it?
Yeah. Well, with that, ladies and gents, 11 o'clock is here, so we're going to sign off. I am back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I have no idea what I will be talking about, but you can be guaranteed that I am going to be working on my Gogglefrogs knit night shawl, scarf, whatever it is. Loving the pattern, loving the Chigos, and thank you so much for being with us today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well too.
Is Robert joining you tomorrow?
I don't know. No idea. So if you'd like to come and spend some time, you can do. If not, I will be speaking with you. Hello. So we will see you tomorrow, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy the day and do lots and lots and lots of crafting, because you know it's so wonderful for the mind.
And stay safe, everybody. Stay
safe.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Now where's my flip? Yeah, there it is.